To our reserve friendly match between your Delaware Rising squad and Elite FC's U23 team. We are at Olentangy Orange High School, as you can see by the insignia in the center of their turf field. Personally, this is my first time here, and a nice high school with some good facilities. And not too far, still within Delaware County, but not too far from downtown Delaware and Buckeye Valley High School, which is where our home matches are played, of course. And before we get our match underway, let me adjust our camera just a bit so I can make sure that you guys get the best angle possible. So bear with me as we adjust just a bit. It's going to feel like you're on a roller coaster ride for just 1 second. There we go. That gets us a nice angle. Oh, yes. Ryland is joining us on the stream. Should be a good one. Thanks for joining us, my guy. Of course, Ryland Owens, one of our players. Typically one of those back line defenders. And a lovely angle today, but maybe even just a little bit more. Oh, yes. Look at that, fam. We've got a good angle today. And it is a nice day for some soccer. A little bit toasty, especially up here in the press box. But I'm not complaining because anytime I'm able to watch soccer, it is a good day. But your typical weather report, it is 86 degrees. So certainly a toasty one. And when you're on turf, you got to add 10 degrees on top of that. So playing in some 96-degree weather down on the pitch. So hopefully we have a lot of water, a lot of hydration going on for the boys on both sides playing down there today. Now, Elite's U23 team, they do play in an amateur league as well that plays around the state of Ohio, and actually has a few teams in some neighboring states as well. I believe Kentucky is one of those states. And their season just about underway. I think the record is 0-1-3, so not the best start for them. And anyone that does actually have the record in front of them, I don't have an updated paper, so feel free to drop some info that way as well if you do have an updated schedule and team information for them. That would be appreciated. But not the best start for them in their league so far, but still a lot of games to play. And again, this is a U23 team, so a lot of college players, a few high schoolers as well. So very similar to the Delaware Rising squad, of course. Not necessarily a U23 team, of course, because we do have players that are above the age of U23. So we're just a club open to all that are interested in competing for a spot. Looks like we are about to get our match underway just past the 6:30 mark, which is kickoff. We see one of our referees down there just getting ready. It looks like we do have 2 referees, I believe, that I can see at the moment, that are just getting the rest of their gear put on so that we can get this game underway. Elite is already out on the field. Rising breaks it down and now takes their position on the field as well. And actually, it looks like Connor Sexton, one of the goalkeepers, is actually going to be in the starting lineup for today. And I don't actually know the number, but I know a few of our Delaware Rising players did come through the Elite FC ranks as youth players. You see a few embracing here before kickoff happens. And for those of you just joining us, this is our reserve-friendly match, so you're going to see a different look for Delaware Rising. Maybe some different players playing in positions that you're not used to seeing. More of those particular players that are subbed into a game behind the starters, getting a little bit more action. And I've heard rumors that a new formation will be attempted during this game as well. So we'll be seeing a lot of good stuff throughout this game, some more interesting looks. And it'll be also exciting to see how Elite FC's team holds up as well. I was watching them in warm-ups, observing some of their different playing styles. It looks like they fairly strong when it comes to a first touch, quick passing. We'll see if that translates over into the game. And Kyle also joining us here says, beat him dead, guys. Yeah, we're hoping for a good showing from the reserve boys here today. And although this is a reserve game, we'll still be filtering in some of the starters as well into this match. Trying again some different looks for some different players in different positions. We have 2 more games left in our regular season, looking for that playoff push. And in the end, making the playoffs is up to us. If we win our final 2 games, we will secure a playoff spot. And now the referee gets us underway. And you'll see Elite FC's U23 team in the gray shirts, black shorts. And you'll see the Delaware Rising boys in the dark blue and navy shorts. Some good possession right off the bat from Elite FC. And Jack also joining us on the stream says 9-0 like esports side did. If we did in 5 minutes, we got it in 90. Yes, our esports side just had a very dominant win. I think it was their 4th game of the season, if I'm not mistaken. Good stuff from the esports side as Jack leads the charge on that front. On our Rocket League team as well, one of the all-stars. Performing super well in our season so far. I believe the record is 4-1, and Jack, you can correct me if I'm mistaken on that front, but very strong showing in the season so far. Kyle says he'll keep the crew game updated. Yes, please do. Now Elite FC with the ball, trying to work it around. And we do have something exciting for you today, too. We have Dan the Man, who has commentated over our games before, has joining us and will be now one of our sideline reporters today. An offsides call from the referee. So we do have 2 referees today. They're going to be covering each half as compared to a 3-ref crew. But Dan the Man will be on the sideline. He will be our sideline reporter, posting stories on the Delaware Instagram and Facebook page. So if you want to follow along, get a little behind-the-scenes action, he'll be talking to some of the players on the sideline, some of the coaches, giving you an up-close view of some of the action. So be sure to check that out as well. And man, that sun is beating down today as well, as you see some of the players putting their hands over their eyes, just trying to see the ball in the air. And as this game progresses, the sun will ultimately set behind the press box where I'm located. So hopefully that'll provide a little shade for the players in the second half. It's a big press from Colin McComb on the keeper, but good composure by that keeper. Plays it out and finds an elite player, but intercepted well by Alex Brown. And just a little bit of kickball in the midfield. And McComb swings back to take possession and tries to send. I think that's Max DeCop up top. Just not the right ball, but a good run. Just a little too much juice on that pass. That'll be a Delaware Rising throw. Zach White will take the throw. Throws into McComb, who's already all over the field, but unfortunately a missed kick right there as the ball's bouncing and just can't make good contact with it. Good interception from Bryce, and Bryce right there, one of your starters. Bryce Alkire. And a lovely through ball, almost lovely. Nathan Schwalek deflects that away, but 2 elite players could have broken through, and still with elite now as the ball changes possession. And that is number 8 trying to play it through for number 10. And as you see, just past this little section of the window right there, Tanner Masters claims that. I'll try to keep you posted as that ball goes in that corner where we're unable to see. And now Max Dickop on that one tries to get through it and does get held up by one of those elite FC players. Looks like it's going to be a chippy match here during this friendly game. No one's really able to get on the end of it, but Elite FC plays someone through, but that looks like that's number 7 is offside. Second offside call for Elite FC already in this match. Looks like Delaware is playing a high line. And you'll see down there one of the bench players, number 72, Barrett, usually the starting center back, and does a phenomenal job of making sure our line is organized and wins any ball that gets in his way. Fortunately, a missed kick there from Tanner. Tanner Masters, one of our goalkeepers. And as I said, Connor Sexton looks like he was starting. He is in a field jersey, so maybe we'll get some time on the pitch, but is not actually one of the starters. He is number 1. You'll see him down there on the bench. And Carvajal is number 15 right there. He's been away for a little bit. Nice touch there from number 12 and plays it out wide for number 7 who has space. McComb steps in nicely there, plays some solid defense. And now Manny with it. Manny gets dispossessed, but called a foul over there on the left wing. And a decent showing in terms of fans for this game. On this Wednesday afternoon, evening. Hanging out in the shade. Good day to watch some competitive soccer between both of these teams. And Elite FC starting the game very well with a lot of possession. Certainly have been the more attacking team. No real threat on either goal so far. Good step and tracking back from Jeremy Carvajal. And McComb again tries to get back. Just too big of a touch there. Unable to keep it in his possession. Number 10 now breaking down the side. White prevents him from going forward. Now McComb is just running everywhere. Playing a little defense there, now forcing him back. 17 tries to play it, but it only hits Max at the cop, and he'll get another try. Swings it to 5. Now on the far side of the field. Good check back by Elite, but not the best first touch, and Manny trying to regain possession, but rolls out of bounds. It'll be an Elite FC throw. And if you're interested in some more soccer action, in terms of nozzle soccer, the league that we play in, there is a very important match that I'll get right back to after this attacking possession. Defended well by Schwalek. He knocks it back, and now here's Brown. Good turn by number 6 for Elite, but closed down in the end. Schwalek tries to blast it up to McComb, unable to do so. Good step, but number 10 still keeps possession. You're kind of unable to see it, but he's down in that corner. Now cuts it in, and Schwalek clears in the end. But what I'm talking about with nozzle action, today at 7 p.m., Volpine plays Amish. So that is a very big game for us because those are the other 2 teams in contention in our conference trying to make it for a playoff spot. So we are 1 point above Volpine and 2 points above Amish. So the result of that game will be very big and very important for the standings in the Southern Conference. Ball ultimately tries to go into the box, maybe looking for a cross there, but Masters easily gathers that one. Comes short to White. And here's Carvajal. Tries to get around number 15, but a little too slow. And now number 10 trying on the break. Schwalek tries to slide in. Does force his player wide, and Masters was out there with a sliding challenge, blocks a cross, and it is a corner. Good defender from him. You can kind of see that corner flag and that glare. Let me just try to pan real quick and see if we're able to see the corner flag on this side. We are, so I'm going to adjust this just a hair. See if we can get a little bit more of a view on this side. Here we go, that's beautiful, and a big ball into the box from that corner. Defended well. It goes back in and goes off of a boot of an Elite player into the hands of Masters. Masters trying to send his team, but a little bit of a miss kick on that punt. Won by Elite, but goes off of that Elite player for a Delaware throw. Cody Lumby gets closed down. Now McComb tries to get it, but defended well. Now 8. Looking for an outlet. Ultimately drops it back. Number 15 trying to find one of his strikers over the top. Only finds Masters. ball for Masters, won by an Elite player. Good first touch to bring it down. And the ball given away in that final third. It's with Dekop now. Usually plays a little bit more in a dropped midfielder position. Looks like he's playing one of those striker roles. Tries to cross back into the box. It finds Bryce. Bryce tries to chip it over. Does find Carvajal on the right side. He flicks it back into the box, into the danger area. Alex gets a head on it. McComb almost gets a foot, but it is defended in the box. And a good step from Zach White. Stepping up, it looks like from that right center back roll. Knocks the ball out off of that Elite player, but it will be an Elite throw. Number 10 takes a little space. Good checking back from number 12. Tries to release his man, number 7. And it takes a deflection as Masters tries to clear the ball. Does get there, but it bounces off of... Looks like it bounces off of the defender. But it is called a goal kick for Delaware Rising. After that deflection, it does bounce wide of the goal, thankfully. Good win from that Elite player, attacking the ball in the air. And Schwalek with a swing and a miss now puts 12 on his own. Does get around the player. And that will be a goal kick as Masters tries to slide out. Misses the ball but forces the touch wide from the striker. I think the striker falls in the end. I'm not sure if he was looking for a foul there, but no contact from Masters. So that does lead to a goal kick for Delaware Rising. And played short to Zach White. Carvajal checks to the ball and it goes through the legs of a defender inadvertently. And the ball played through to number 7, but another offside call. I believe that is number 3 against Elite. Still Rising, not necessarily playing an offside trap per se, but holding a higher line. Already 3 offside calls against Elite. So it shows 2 things, that they are attacking, but then also for Delaware Rising, that line is disciplined enough to stay up high, defend well. The ball's over the top or put through. Now Carvajal brings it down with a good first touch. Looking for some space, finds Cody Lumby. Lumby finds Carvajal again. Some nice connection there. Plays it wide. Lovely football here from Delaware Rising. JP tries to cut inside. Does find Dekop. Now Dekop to Lumby. Lumby swings to Brown. Brown trying to find some space. Now Carvajal back on the right side. Crosses the ball into the box to the backside. Looks like Dekop was trying to get ready for the bike, but only finds an Elite player. And that Elite player now up top has position in the striker role, but it takes the deflection. It does stay in bounds, but Elite regain. And a sliding tackle from Manny. Hits the legs of number 7. Elite get us restarted, working out from the back. There's a run down the left side by number 15. A good run indeed. Nice first touch to keep possession. But defended well by Carvajal, who wins out. A big touch there, and it does go out of bounds. And the throw will go for Elite. And Zach White tries to clear, but doesn't get the full job done. And number 8 with a nice touch around on the left side. Drops a low cross in. Lovely stuff to number 10. Number 10 has a hit off the crossbar. Lovely turn and hit from him. And lucky for Delaware Rising, the post saves the day and keeps the score 0-0. McComb now pressing the ball back. Play back to the keeper. McComb continues his run. Trenkov says go rising. Go rising indeed. I'll make sure to keep you guys updated on the scores. We don't have a scoreboard, but if you need a score update, let me know. And especially if I forget to keep you posted. And right now, score is still 0-0, and a missed touch there from that elite player will be your Delaware Rising throw on the far side. And a lot of substitutions coming in. We have 5 subs for elite. Looks like 3, now 4 for Delaware Rising as well. And good that both teams have a deep bench, especially today with all of the heat. Let's see Bryce coming off. Looks like Jeremy Carvajal is staying on. So Bryce Alkire takes a break. Manuel Lozano takes a break. McComb takes a break. And Seliskar takes a break. And now Seth Barrett, not playing in his normal position, maybe in that central defensive midfielder role. This ball does go back, and now Luke Fleming is up top. Still paired with Max DeCop. And now there is Barrett stepping in. Can't quite gain control. Ryan says, let's go, lads. Put one in the net. I'd love to see it as well. And a nice through ball to number 14. And Masters tries to step out, and the ball goes toward the net as Masters misses on his sliding challenge. And the striker sees him coming out, tries to put it toward goal, and does, but just on the outside of that right post. Actually, that'd be awesome if you have one. And yeah, no rush. Good step between Barrett and Brown in that midfield. Good quick passing there from Delaware. Keeps possession in the midfield. Alex turns, now finds Barrett. Just a big touch there, unfortunately from him, but keeps chasing the ball down. Now tries to play it over to Fleming, and now Fleming does have it. Trying to fight through a few defenders. Unfortunately loses out to about 3 different elite players. And now what can elite do with it, as not too many Rising players are back. Schwolek steps in nicely on the path to defend. Now Carvajal has it. Oh, a nice little turn and quick give and go between him and Barrett, which is too big of a touch in the end. Some good passing plays, quick passing in that midfield between Carvajal, Barrett, and Brown. And that's a unique pairing that we've not seen before. So again, this game is giving Delaware Rising some new looks. Excited to see how this ends up playing out. And Lumby with a good interception there. It's now with DeCop, but stepped in nicely by that elite player, and then stepped in very nicely by Lumby. Rising coming from the back. Schwolek tries to play a long ball. Carvajal, who does flick it on very nicely. And it does end up staying in. Carvajal with some good hustle. And Fleming tries to play it through to Brown. Finds Lumby. Lumby plays it to Cop. DeCop with a nice turn. Has a strike. And just high and wide to the right. But a first true attempt on goal from Delaware Rising. I'll grab one out of there real quick. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
You need first names. That's what to do.
My first name's work for me.
Give me the right one. Sorry.
That's a great question. I don't think I have anything to actually write on. There might be a sheet right in there.
Sorry. I've been watching.
Sweet. We appreciate it. All right. Apologies for not turning the camera. We got it back now. We're ready to rock and roll. I'm actually going to be grabbing a roster for the elite team so I can at least toss you guys some of the names of the players that are down there as well. Now back with the elite keeper. Score update is still 0-0. Delaware Rising had their first best attacking sequence of the game so far. And it was another solid one by Elite, but Elite has had more chances overall. But Delaware starting to warm up to the game, especially with players in newer positions. And the Elite keeper sends it long. It does bounce, and Zach White tries to get it away, but number 10 steps in, so it'll now be him and the keeper. And it just goes past the outstretched arm of Tanner Masters for our first goal of the game. That goal was scored by number 10. Some good hustle by him to get in front of the clearance from Zach White. Now a few substitutions being made by Delaware Rising. A few as well for Elite. And a lovely shot by number 10 to get into the backside corner of the goal to put his team up 1-0. I see John Dembski with the ball. Now Barrett hustling back. And now a lot of Elite players in the box, but defended by Schwalik, and then sent in, and another goal as well, right from kickoff. A lot of Elite players in the box, and the ball just could not be cleared by Delaware. And now that makes the game 2-0 for Elite FC. A nice shot there from that player to get it through all of those defenders and then just past the outstretched glove of Masters. With that substitution, we now have Morris looking to play on that right wing. I think that is Nate White on the far side on that left wing position. And Hermiller also now up top. I know there is Dembski, one of the newer substitutions, but a player from last year. He doesn't normally play more up top this year, so this will be a different position playing in that back line for him. And you're seeing a little break from the sun on the pitch as some clouds are finally making their way across. Elite with some good possession. And the ball again bouncing in the back. But Conrad now in that left center back role. And now a turn, so that was Nate White. But a good tackle from number 3. Ultimately, looks like it takes a deflection off of a Delaware Rising player out for an Elite throw. We'll see Landon Kuhn in. He's in that cam position. The ball just rolls through as a few players miss out, and now Elite have an attacking position, and here is Dembski now trying to get back. And does well to prevent his player from getting around him, as he is a former football player. American football. Played American football, I believe, in high school. So still getting used to the soccer world, but we're excited to have him on the team. And 21 tries to poke it through and does some nice ball control there. But Barrett, in the end, clears only as far as 24 now. And good step from Cody Lumby. Strong challenge. Is able to clear that down the line. Now Fleming with some good position. Lovely first touch from Fleming as well. Speaking of other sports, Fleming, a hockey player of all sports. Multi-talented, multi-sport athletes in the Delaware Rising roster. And thank you. It looks like we do now have the roster for the Elite side. So this will be great. No, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'll be able to give you a little bit more insight to some of the players on the Elite roster.
That's Mitchell. That's Reed.
And Reed now with the ball. 21 has a good touch, but lovely read there from Tanner Masters, but loses out on the ball, so then plays it nonchalantly over to Nate White. He does just ultimately get that out of bounds for an Elite throw, allows Tanner to get back in goal.
Gideon.
Gideon now is one of those players who put the ball getting ready for the throw.
Gabe. Hansman.
This finds Gabe in the back line, plays it through.
Tyler.
Tyler with a good touch now on the wing. And Mitchell. Oh, a lovely ball in. And John reaching. And a lovely touch from Gavin. And just ends up skying it. Looks like that might have gone far. Just far too much to the right. A good sequence of play from Elite. That will bring us another substitution. Looks like
Harrison.
number 20. I believe that is Harrison making his way onto the pitch. And Alex Brown also finds his way back onto the field for the Rising. And our goal kick from Masters will get us back underway. And a good challenge from Fleming, as we need to see more of that overall. And now Kuhn with it, tries to play White just a bit too much, though, on the far side.
Sorry, there's no last name. One more.
A nice big throw. That was Harrison. Good defended by Delaware Rising, sends it right back to the same exact spot for another throw. Sends it all the way back to the Elite keeper.
He's not in. Caleb.
Nice touch from number 19. So that's Caleb. And intercepted, taken off the foot very nicely by Alex Brown. Finds Kuhn. Kuhn trying to work it through, and a lovely ball. He's onside. That was Hermiller, but ultimately runs out of space after trying to poke it through. And that will be a goal kick for Elite.
Peter is the goalie.
And our keeper's name, Peter. Peter sends everyone up. He says he's taking it. It's going to go long. Big kick from him to midfield, but a good win from Alex Brown. You love to see it. And now Seth Barrett goes up. Barrett breaks that up, tries to clear it downfield. Forming challenges, but an Elite player wins out. Now number 16 with it. That is Tyler Davey. Now Brown trying to turn. Good body work from number 21. Looking for a crossing chance for Elite here, trying to find some space. And hit short and low. Good cross ultimately in the end, but only finds the hands of Tanner Masters. Big kick from Masters. And no Delaware Rising players there to take advantage of it. In the end, it makes its way all the way to the other keeper, who is also in orange. Peter sends it long. And Schwalek there with a good win. Sent back by the Elite player, but it looks like that will roll out of bounds. That will be a Delaware throw. But a substitution now. Two Delaware Rising players coming on. Evan Scott and Bryce Alkire make their way onto the pitch. Schwalek will be taken off in that central center back role, which is new for him. And it looks like a swap, so Seth Barrett drops back into his normal position at the central center back role. Bryce will move up to a midfield location. Luke Fleming is also the other player that comes off, and looks like Morris now may play the other striker position. Cleared up field by Masters. It will be an Elite throw by number 17. That was Micah finding Peter, his keeper. Intercepted nicely from Nate White. Now there's a chance here for Delaware. Kuhn lines it up, has a rip. Lovely save. Still with Delaware now. And now a shot from White. Just not too much power on that one, so an easy save in the end from Peter. But that shot from Kuhn certainly tested Peter, but lovely form to keep that ball from going in the back of his net. So that keeps the score at 2-0. Elite FC leads. Good win from Barrett. And Brown tries to challenge, and now Dembski with a good win. And Charlie Tuckerman asks the score. It is 2-0 for Elite. Two very solid goals. Good passing from the Elite squad. Taking advantage of maybe some of the different roles that our players are playing. But two good goals nonetheless. Now across over to Morris, who does get on the end of it. Nice first touch finds Scott. And Scott with a lovely ball through to Kuhn, but just a hair too much. One step away from Kuhn, but a lovely ball, right idea. That's what we need to see more of. And a good step from Barrett, wins out and finds Brown. And now Nate White with a little space on the wing, but can't get the first touch under control, so it'll find an Elite player. Back to Peter, the keeper. Sends it upfield, but Brown tries to get a first touch on it, but unable to do so. Now it finds number 21. And that is Reed. Now with number 16 taking some space. And it has a strike, but an easy shot to save in the end from Tanner Masters. Good chance on goal if your defenders back up that way, and that was Tyler Davey with the shot. But if your players back up, the defenders that you're approaching give you that much space, absolutely have a shot. Good touch from Kuhn. Kuhn trying to break through. Finds his way between three defenders, and lovely footwork, just graceful on the ball. Good stuff from him. And Eddie tries to hit the ball maybe up to one of the strikers. Only finds an Elite player, but the ball will make its way right back to him. Kuhn again with some fancy footwork, turns his defender, tries to find Morris, but not on the same page as Morris is tracking away. And now Barrett trying to step in, can't do so, so Alex Brown will now take that central center back position. But a lot of Elite players forward, and it's sent in, and just too far, inches away from the boot of that Elite striker. And thankfully, because that would have been an easy tap in, but finds the hands of Masters in the end. Morris now trying to chase, but the ball from Evan is just a little too far to the outside. And now we'll have a substitution for Elite. Three players coming on. Number 10, Jack, after a break, grabbing some water and a little rest. 23 will also make his way on. It's Amir. And number 3 also making his way onto the pitch. That is Gideon, coming back on after a break as well. And that was number 7, who ultimately had the shot. Now intercepted by Morris. Still has the ball. Trying to take on his defenders. There are 2 of them, and in the end, the keeper claims there, so Peter makes that his. Maybe did have Hermler in the middle. And now you're seeing Sexton making his way up to midfield, so that will be Connor Sexton making his field debut, as he is one of the Delaware Rising keepers. But now Delaware Rising still attacking. But it is broken up by Elite, and now Elite charging down the sideline. And now it's a foot race. And won in the end by Dembski with some good defense and some good recovery speed. Tries to knock it out for a throw, but unable to do so. But good defense in the end by him. So that will be a corner for Elite. Will be taken by number 18, Gavin Stromp. No, I believe that's number 16, Tyler Davey, taking the corner with his left foot. I'd love to see the left foot in action. A lovely ball to the back post, and number 17 getting up for it. But it finds its way to number 20. Still with Elite, trying to find a place to attack. 16 sends it in, and it does deflect off of an Elite player. And Masters tries to make the save, but unable to do so as it bounces right in front of him, and then that Elite player gets on the end of it. So that will make the score 3-0. Elite leads. I believe that goal was scored by number 17. That was Micah, who is a center back. A substitution being made now. Max DeCop on the left side. Nate White takes a break. And Alex Brown has the ball, but gets hit in the back. That is a foul. Lena Kuhn looks to take it quickly and does. Tries to cross it up, but a little miscommunication, too much on that ball. Ultimately finds the keeper. They play short. Now number 3 is Gideon. Good quick passing in the back. Chested down nicely by number 6, Kingsley. Good possession as well, and stepped in though. Some good defense from Delaware. Lando with some space to turn. Landon Kuhn finds Alkire running into space, holds it up. Lovely touch from Conrad, but now just too much and gives the ball back to Elite. Now ball played through to number 10, but positioned nicely by Barrett. Barrett tries to break through, but it's still an Elite player, and in the end, saved by our keeper. Now Masters tries to play quickly. Looks like a card is coming out. It is for an Elite player. So that's the first yellow card of our game. It goes to, looks like, number 10. That is Jack. Sees the first yellow card of the game. Looks like that was more for just mouthing back to the referee. Now Dembski with the ball. Tries to find someone through a crowd, but only finds an Elite player. There's Jack with the ball. Tries to chip over the top to number 7. A nice ball it is. Good step from Brown. And then outside of the boot, tries to cross it through. But DeCop is there to clear it up. And Kuhn keeps it in. Looks like that was a handball call. Or perhaps it crossed the line, so it will be a Del Rising throw. Now a substitution for Del Rising. Manuel Lozano makes his way onto the pitch. Eddie Conrad takes a break. And Densky tries to get us started, but substitution was still being made. Now Dembski gets us back underway. Joe Patterson asks 3-0 Elite, and yes, that is still the score. 3-0 for Elite. Now DeCop tries a fancy touch to get away from his defender, but unable to do so. So that's number 20 trying to turn as well, but can't get past DeCop and that out of bounds line. And Schwalk making his way back onto the pitch. Takes Dembski off after a good showing from him in that right center back role. DeCop to take the throw. Tries to go down line to Sexton. Sexton's first real touch on the ball. And number 5 only can play it out of bounds. That was Jabral playing that ball out. Now Connor Sexton will take the throw. And there he is, one of our goalkeepers. And a lovely long throw into the box. It takes a bounce, And now Dickop has a swing and a miss in the box. Has a chance. Now a hit from Evan Scott. Ball will find his way out to Schwalik. Schwalik tries to play it back in, but headed away. And now looks like Elite has some space to break. But in the end, Brown with a good interception breaks up that chance at a counter. But now poke through, and Brown again in the right position does well. Gain possession for the Rising. Now Masters with it, surveying his options. Oh, and a poor first touch from Bryce. That ball goes out now for an Elite throw. Substitution is being made. Number 21 is making his way onto the pitch. And as we pause for the substitution, again, score is still 3-0. Elite leads. Oh, nice big throw. Finds number 7. Finds it to Gideon now. That left back roll. Nice touch from number 7. Tries to play it out to number 23. Number 6, the lovely back heel with 7. Should have taken that first time, but still on the ball. A little miscommunication from the Elite players, but still with Elite. 16 finds some space and has a shot. Doesn't really test Masters in the end as he read that was going wide, but a nice attacking play. Just maybe a little bit more communication from Elite could have resulted in another goal. However, if I'm number 7, I want him to have that shot first time right on the top of the 18. Lovely build-up. Masters with the goal kick. Now Sexton trying to get a flick on, almost does, but fights to win it back. It loses out to a sea of Elite players, but it's Kuhn now with it. Kuhn plays it out to Evan Scott, and Evan Scott just misses his touch and rolls out for an Elite throw. And almost intercepted there by Kuhn and given away by number 7 to Connor Sexton. Connor unable to do anything with that ball. Intercepted by Bryce, but still Elite ball. Now number 6 with some space ahead of him, but Barrett steps in nicely, but still deflects around, and it is with Elite. And now number 6 with some space pokes it through. Schwab trying to get back, and it is past the right hand of Masters for another goal for Elite. So that will be 4-0 for Elite. And a lovely run from that Elite player. Finishes it off. It's a 4-0 scoreline now. And it was number 6, I believe, Kingsley, with that run and the final goal to put it in the back of the net. Connor Sexton again gets us back underway as he is playing up top as a striker. Schwalik tries to play it down the line, but intercepted, but poked out. Scott finds Barrett on the back line. Schwalik. Good pressure from that Elite player, ultimately forces the ball out off of Schwalik. A nice touch from number 16, almost to get around, but Schwalik sees that, intercepts, and just sends it back down the other way. Now Sexton chasing the ball down, keeper versus keeper. What we'll see. And good stuff from Peter. Plays quickly, now playing out of the Delaware Rising press. But in the end, the press does work. Now Kuhn finds himself on the ball. Lovely stuff from Kuhn. Just tries to do a little too much. Brown almost steps in there. Elite trying to maintain some possession. Number 3 sends it across field. Now Manning gets up, wins that ball in the air. And now Sexton is able to get on the end of that. Sexton with a little space. Good pass to Kuhn. And plays it through. What a lovely ball that is to Morris. And just a little bit too much. But it goes off of the foot of Peter, the goalkeeper, and Morris keeps the pressure, takes the deflection. The ball goes in the back of the net. That is the first goal for Delaware Rising. And Morris with a nice goal off of that added hustle. So that's why you see players never give up. Keep chasing that ball down. And in the end, a deflected goal. Good stuff from Morris as Elite now gets us back underway. But Morris not shy in terms of being on the goal scorer sheet, as he scored for Delaware Rising multiple times already this season. And that will make our score 4-1. Maybe that will wake Delaware Rising up a bit. Maybe give some of these other players, some of these reserve individuals, some hope. Play a little bit harder, a little more intensity. Show the coaching staff that, hey, I deserve to be getting some more regular minutes with the first team. And an illegal throw is deemed against Lozano on that far side, so that will be a turnover in possession. So that throw will now go to Elite. And so we are approaching halftime. And exactly that. It is now halftime. So your score at the half, 4-1. Elite leads Delaware Rising. A decent showing from your Delaware side, as a lot of changes have been made, especially with our goalkeeper up top. But Ryan says, let's go Morris. Yes, getting Delaware on the board, maybe shifting some of that momentum. But a nice showing. Lovely attacking play from Elite, and certainly that attacking play is what we can use on the Delaware Rising squad as well. We'll take about a 10-minute break for halftime. Let both teams rest up, get out of the sun for just a bit, as the sun is setting and slowly the shadows are taking over the pitch. Maybe give a little break out of the sun and the heat for those players. But again, at halftime, your score is 4-1. Elite FC, the U23 team, leads. Delaware Rising reserves. And I will be interested to see after halftime how Delaware Rising comes out, if they are continuing in the formation that they used during the season with that 3-back, or if the rumors are true and the coaching staff tries something different with a new formation with a potential 4-back. And this is a fun game as well, because our assistant coach, Chris, is taking the lead, managing substitutions. You see him down there talking at halftime. So taking over that head coaching role for the game, getting him some more experience. And again, as we continue on in this match, feel free to drop your comments, thoughts, suggestions, questions. Rye says it's comeback time. Let's go, boys. Certainly agree. I hope so. And hopefully playing some of these players in different positions maybe will spice it up enough where it will excite them, or they can maybe start to attack the goal a bit more, because that is what we need. Ultimately, we need that in this game, of course, but in terms of our regular season games as well, we could certainly go for some more attacking possessions, a little bit more attacking play. Good stuff from Morris to get that goal right before half, because that's more of what we need in general from the Rising boys. As I am looking at the roster for the Elite side, the head coach is Wayne Ashmead. I believe that is how you say his name, and again, apologies if that is not correct. But the assistant coach is Mark Kirsch. And with your daily weather report, still 86 degrees, making it 96 on the field, and man, it is sweltering. Not too bad in the shade, but even in the press box, you're feeling the heat. are past 7 o'clock. So that means the Amish Country United and Team Volpine game has kicked off. It's about 25 minutes into that game. And I don't have a score update for you at the moment, as I'm actually using my phone to stream this game. But they are streaming it live. I believe it's on the Highland High School YouTube channel. So if you are interested in tuning into that, because that does have some big ramifications for our Delaware Rising season, as we have 2 games remaining in the season, approaching playoffs. We do sit currently in the 2nd position. However, we are just 1 point ahead of Team Volpine and 2 points ahead of Amish United. So the result of that game will be very important. And if any of you do end up seeing that score, feel free to drop it in the chat. And hopefully by the end of this game, I'll be able to flip that on and watch that stream as well. But when it does come to the playoff push, we have 2 games remaining. Our next game is this Saturday, July 2nd, right before our weekend celebrations for the 4th of July. We'll be playing Ambassadors, and a fairly solid team. However, this year, not as good as a record as they had last year, but we did end up losing to them in the previous season, I believe by 2 or 3 goals. So it should be a good match this year. And then also, our upcoming final match of the season is against Amish Country United. So as you can see, a very important game between Team Volpine and Amish for the score, or for the point values alone, but also because Amish is our final game of the season. So all that put together simply means that a destiny is in our own hands. If we win out, no matter what happens, we will be joining the playoffs for our 2nd consecutive year, as we did make the playoffs in our 1st year. We're trying to make it 2 years in a row. So hopefully the boys can do that and not leave it up to chance. Claiming 6 points between our next 2 games. Now you can see the boys taking the field, getting ready to get this 2nd half underway in our friendly match against Elite FC and your Delaware Rising. And Kuhn tries to play that long to the on-running McComb, unable to facilitate the execution. And a good roll by number 3, but ultimately stepped in by Kuhn, and lovely just possession on the ball. And now it's with Alex Brown. Cody plays it to McComb, and McComb has a strike. And a good hit from McComb. Will certainly have that with the space and in the position that he is. And one of our leading goal scorers, Colin McComb. And it does hit the hands of Peter, the goalkeeper for Elite. And almost bobbles it, but a save in the end. And now Elite on the far side with some space. Now it looks like number 11 is on the ball. That is Mitchell, plays it in. But good stuff from Tanner Masters in the end. Now McComb, no, that is Cody Lumby, plays it up to Hermiller. And McComb almost gets on the end of that. And Elite doing a fairly good job of playing out of the back, as that is a tough thing to do, but it will filter through this time to the foot of Masters. Gideon with a good first touch, brings it down, plays it back to his keeper. Number 5 tries to play it up to Gideon. Just a little too much for him. And here is Lozano. Throws it in to Kuhn. Lovely first touch to Brown. Brown plays it back to Conrad. Conrad all the way back to Masters. And a good challenge from that Elite player. But then a lovely also challenge from Barrett. McComb brings it off of his foot. And just a quick score update. Your score is 4-1. Elite leads. Delaware Rising off of Morris's foot. Cleans a goal right before halftime. And now some space here for Kuhn. Tries to play it through to Hermiller, but takes a deflection, so it will deflect all the way back to the goalkeeper. Gideon. You can hear some of the Delaware Rising players down there saying press in, looking to press to hopefully get a few more goals in before the final whistle. Intercepted well by Brown, and Lozano wins out for Brown. Lumby with some space at the 30. Plays it maybe through as he was looking for McComb, trying to make that diagonal run, but a little too much juice on that pass. Finds the keeper, and now Elite tries to go over the top and does find number 11, who is onside. So now here is Zach White trying to defend. And just too much pace on that ball in the end. As that player, looks like that was number 11. Was Mitchell trying to make his way around the keeper, but just touches it a little too far and runs out of real estate. Another good attacking chance for Elite. And Hermiller tries to get a touch on it, but can't keep control. McComb applying some pressure. Manuel trying to get a foot on it, and now number 11 behind everyone in the back line. Not sure what those guys are doing, but Lozano hustles back, tries to get in the way. A good save from Masters, but he's out of position. Conrad makes an easy save for his keeper, somewhat off of the line. The ball tried to play by Lumby, but just a miss hit, as no one is able to get there other than an Elite player. But a mad scramble as that player, number 11, Mitchell, gets past the Delaware Rising back line quite easily in the end. We can't be having that. And now that ball just goes over the head of the Elite player. Delaware Rising throw. Great asks what the score. The score is 4-1. Elite leads. Delaware Rising with a late goal in the second half to make it 4-1. And a foul's called there on Landon Kuhn. So it will be a Delaware Rising free kick. Conrad and Kuhn both standing over it as Delaware cues up. And a nice ball into the box. Hit away. Some players calling for a handball, but not given by the referee, as it is cleared out of bounds. Conrad ended up getting that ball and taking the throw. Big throw as Kuhn tries to keep it in. It does go out for a throw in the end. Elite with a good throw, finds number 19 in the end. Nice step from McComb. Ryan Miller asks the score. The score is currently 4-1. Elite leads. Great says they need to pretend like the team is Greater Columbus and score 10 goals on them. I agree. Some solid victories against Greater Columbus for Delaware Rising. Certainly need that same level of play as the ball is hit in by Elite. But that cross just find the hands of Masters. Good win from Elite, as we need to do more of that. Trying to win that first ball. Stepped in by Carvajal. Good stuff. Now it's with Hermiller. Hermiller going down the left side. Intercepted or taken off the foot nicely by that Elite player. Now Elite with the ball. Switches it across. And it does look like the formation has changed for Delaware Rising as an offside flag is raised. So 4 in the back for Delaware Rising. This is the first time they're trying a 4-in-the-back formation. We'll have to see how this formation works out and if it's something that wants to be carried over into the regular season. And that will be a Delaware Rising throw. Lozano to take the throw. Looking for an option, not too much movement, so he tries to go to Carvajal, but it finds Brown now. Brown with a lovely cut inside, trying to find some space, does create some space, still trying to go, but does a little bit too much and can't get past that other defender. Some good pressing play now from the Rising. Ball hits Kuhn, but given away between Kuhn and Carvajal. The ball close to Hermiller. Now Hermiller chasing goalkeeper Peter. 6 goes wide. And a through ball to number 11. A good ball it is. He is onside. Looking for an option. Still carries. Trying to work on Conrad. Does get past him, but again runs out of real estate as Barrett steps in, and that will be a corner for Elite. Good step from Barrett to prevent that player from getting any closer to goal. I believe that was Mitchell, but a quick corner taken by Elite. Crossed into the box, and Barrett, good head to knock that away. Still falls to an Elite player, maybe tries to hit that into the box. And now what can Delaware do? Pushes that out to Kuhn. Kuhn with a good touch and swings it across, trying to find McComb. And he will get on that ball. He does. Keeps it from going out. Now looking for options. Outside of the boot, tries to cross it into Hermiller. Hermiller does get on the end of it after it kind of bounces around in the box, but cleared by Elite. And now tries a fancy back heel, number 14, but keeps possession. That's Sam Benson. Still carrying. And a good decision to go wide, but an offside flag is called. And that offside call right at the 25-yard line. Conrad will get us back underway. And looks like a missed kick from him. Smashes it at Barrett. Just takes a deflection, and now Elite trying to attack. It's Mitchell, poked away by Brown. So good hustle back from Brown to get in there to disrupt that play. Still with Elite. Tries to do something fancy, but it doesn't look like that was a foul as Lozano steps in on the ball, but then the player gets tripped up and a foul is called against Delaware. I don't know about that one. Number 3 and number 9 over the ball. Ian is number 9, but gives way to number 3, Gideon. Certainly in a dangerous area to whip the ball in, especially as the sun is coming from that direction, so it might be a little bit difficult for Masters. Gideon puts in a nice ball in the box, tries a bicycle kick, which does make a little contact, but will roll out for a throw right near the corner flag. As for our score update, it is still 4-1. Elite leads. No true attacking chances quite yet for Delaware Rising in this half. A few for Elite. Not necessarily able to shoot on frame, but getting in some dangerous positions. Bouncing around, finds Hermiller, who will reset the play through Zach White. And Zach White tries to maybe play a ball over the top, but a deflection off of the player sets the ball up nicely for Cody Lumby. Cody Lumby, tries to play it through to Colin McComb, and it is the right idea. Certainly what Colin McComb wants, just not the right execution quite yet. And now an outside of the boot kick. Looks like referee was getting ready to call the offside call, but sees that it is going to Masters, so let's play continue. Masters tries to go down that far sideline to Hermiller. Hermiller chases, trying to apply a little pressure. Gideon with the ball. That's Ian. Now crossed. A good switch of play and a little miscommunication between those two players on the far side for Elite. The ball will just bounce out of bounds for a Della Rising throw. Kuhn loses out between those two defenders, but tries to hustle back to get the ball. It will be an Elite throw. Ian taps it up to his striker, and lovely stuff. Way to continue his run, but good hustle back from Cody Lumby to get on that ball. Now it's Jeremy Carvajal trying to find Brown, but not the best pass in the end, but hustles to try to get that back and does. Gets it to Kuhn. Kuhn, almost too much fancy footwork. Tries to get back and does indeed get back. Delaware throw. And some fans loving the fancy footwork from Landon Kuhn. And the ball tried to be cleared, and it's Delaware Rising are on the same team, both trying to compete for that ball. Certainly a bit goofy. Needs better communication there from the boys. Good win from Zach White. Get that away from his back line. Stepped in by Brown, and Brown gets clipped on the ankle. Hopefully he's all right there. Stays on his feet. Pass back to Peter. And a big touch from the goalkeeper, just plays it out. That will be a Delaware throw right in that back corner. What can Delaware do here? We certainly need to put some goals away if we're hoping to have a chance in this game. That's to Kuhn. Has a shot and a good hit, but right at the keeper, unfortunately. Fairly easy save in the end from him. Now Elite looking to break. And lovely play from Elite to get that down the sideline with number 15, who puts a low ball into the box. Does find the foot of number 14. Closed down nicely from the Rising, but still Elite ball. Trying to work it around. Does play it into the middle. Number 12 with a little space. Closed down by Zach White. Now Ian with it. Ian has a rip and goes up and over the goal. And Tanner Masters watched that all the way. Knew it was going over. Now big substitution being made from Delaware. 4 players making their way onto the pitch. Seliskar, DeCamp, Fleming, and Nate White making their way onto the pitch. Kuhn taking a break, along with Hermiller, Carvajal, and Brown. Now here is White with the ball. Gets it to Lumby. Lumby gets his ball taken away as the defender closes on him quickly as he was trying to pass. Now with Elite. The ball over the top, looking for number 14, and a beautiful ball that it is. And it does go in the back of the net as number 14 makes a nice run. Perfect ball. Masters gets off his line, tries to get there first, but unable to do so. And number 14, that is Sam Benson, scores number 5 for Elite. Scores currently 5-1. DeCamp gets us underway. DeCamp playing a lot of striker in this game. Now Luke tries to go down the sideline, but Maybe thought the pitch was a little wider than it was. Ball being swung around the back line from Elite, breaking the press. Good play from Elite. Now to find some space on that left side. A few runs being made. Played through centrally. Lovely ball to number 8, who does get a touch on it, and it goes in the back of the net. And a lovely run. That makes it 6 now. And that may have been Ian. It was number 9. It is indeed Ian. I'm starting to learn their names. We're getting there. But a great run, a great ball. Lovely first-time touch to put it in the back of the net past Masters. So 6-1 is currently your score. And a disappointing showing from the boys in blue. I know not a lot of them are playing different positions than they're used to. Getting some more time for some of our more reserved players. But still no excuses. Wait, we'll get us back underway with a throw. That does pass the end line. It's going to be a Delaware rising throw. Conrad will take the throw. Looking for DeCopp. DeCopp does get a foot on it, but now kind of a collision of 4 players. DeCopp still fighting for it, though. Gets through his man off a nice nutmeg and tries to play it low ball through, but only finds the nearest defender. Now Elite potential with ability to break, but a lot of Delaware rising players getting back, still with Elite. And Lozano trying to dive in, but Zach White is there to clean up the mess. Now it is with Lozano. Tries to play it through to McComb. McComb with a lovely first touch, as that is a hard ball to control. McComb tries to play it over top, maybe thinking that DeCopp was making a run, but he was checking back. Still some chemistry issues to work out between some of the boys playing in these different positions. McComb does get a foot on it, and now it finds Seliskar. Nate White with the ball. Tries to get through past number 5, but unable to do so. Intercepted by Lozano. White with some space. Good find and good check by DeCopp. DeCopp tries to have a shot, takes a deflection, and Ian in the end is able to clear that out for a Delaware rising throw. Big throw looking for DeCopp. DeCopp tries to get on the end of it, and looks like he gets shouldered off the ball, looking for a foul, but no foul called. That will be a goal kick. Elite trying to work out from the back and ultimately have played well out of the back. Good communication. Good rotation, good movement off of the ball. Almost intercepted by Seliskar. And does get back between the ball and the man, but can't come away with the ball. Intercepted by McComb to knock that free, and Fleming now tries to find Dick Hop up top, but unable to do so. Big substitution being made on both sides. Dembski making his way back onto the pitch, along with Schwalek giving Seth Barrett and Eddie Conrad a break. And Connor Sexton, the goalkeeper, also making his way back up to striker, taking off Colin McComb, giving him a break. Selskar with a big throw, looking for Sexton, but it bounces in the box and finds its way to the goalkeeper. A good step from Cody Lumby. Ball rolls to an elite player, now trying to charge through, and a lovely ball through. Number 10 is onside, and number 10 taps it past Tanner Masters, as it looks like he was going to try to slide, but in the end just decides not to, and ball rolls past him for another elite goal. I believe the score is 7-1. Starting to lose count with all of these goals, but yes, the score is 7-1. Elite leads. Certainly need to see some better stuff from the Rising. Hopefully we can finish strong. We'll see some stuff from Connor Sexton up top. We score a few goals to get the boys back into it. And the ball is kicked up to him, and he is onside. It's now him as he pokes it through, but a lovely save from Peter. Keeps that ball out against Connor Sexton, a goalkeeper, getting very close to scoring. One of the best chances so far in the game. And the ball is called, but Delaware keeps possession. Called for by players, not called by the ref. Cody Lumby with that fancy little turn, trying to get some space. Does find Fleming in the end, but Fleming just lets the ball bounce past and goes out of bounds. Looks like the referee offers a yellow card to Max DeCopp. That's the first yellow card for Delaware Rising. That was more so for probably talking back again to the referee. Elite gets us underway. And a dangerous ball picked up by Fleming at the 20. Has a shot, tries to play it low and hard, but past the goal. Unfortunately not on frame. Starting to build a little momentum on the attacking final third for Delaware Rising. But certainly need a better result than that. Elite will play us out from the back. But just a little too much juice on the pass. And a quick throw from JP. Finds DeCopp, and DeCopp tries to have a hit. Looks like the outside of the right boot, but it does go off of the crossbar. And not the crossbar of the goal, but the crossbar of the field goal. So that's a goal kick to get us back underway. And Sexton steps in. Good win from Sexton. Maybe we should be playing him on the field more often. Number 4. That's Gabe playing it back to his keeper. Oh, and a big collision between Sexton and looks like number 10. No foul called. Now Selskar finds himself with it. But now dispossessed by 16. Stepped in by Lumby. And Sexton has a chance to shoot in. Unfortunately, a little bit of a mishit there. Just knocks the ball, chunks it a little bit, goes wide of the goal. Again, played short by Peter, the keeper. And ball played through again. Masters will get to this one. And it plays it a little low. It does deflect off of an elite player. Rising trying to get possession. Lumbee, good spin. Good turn there to keep it and drop it back to Schwalik. And White gets dispossessed. And now going right around the back line. Has a shot, but thankfully that shot goes wide, as it was pretty much just him and Masters 1-on-1. Big substitution being made. Scott, Alkire, and Morris making their way onto the pitch. So Sexton and Scott look to be playing up top in this new formation. Bryce chests it over to Dembski, who just clears. No one able to win that ball. Stuck up in the sun. Good challenge from Alkire. Schwab tries to intercept, poked wide nicely. And Masters comes way off his line. Doesn't get there. And somehow it just deflects around and finds the hands of Masters, luckily. Big throw out to Morris. The goal scorer, the lone goal scorer for Delaware Rising, finally gets his chance back on the pitch. Ball tries to go wide to Alkire, but unable to get a touch on that. It'll roll out of bounds for an elite throw. Substitution, Max Dickop, after a very quick break, will take Zach White out. Dickop not necessarily playing any position he's used to today, as he played up top as striker, now playing in the back line. Normally a midfielder, but used as a utility player today. You still see Connor Sexton up there chasing the ball, looking to get a goal, of course, as any keeper would want to. Lovely step by Nate White. Good hustle from him, and Bryce tries to get up there as well to step in. And here's Dembski. Dembski with a good challenge. Steps in as that elite player was running on, knocks it out for a throw. For elite, good stuff though from Dembski. Takes a deflection, almost finds the foot of an elite striker. Dickop with some good hustle, and now Morris with some good hustle as well to keep that ball in. Tries to play it down the line for Sexton. Deflects off of an elite player for a rising throw. Score update, still 7-1. Elite leads. Morris gets closed down by multiple elite players. An elite player trying to get around his counterpart, but unable to do so. It rolls out of bounds. Now down the line to number 16, intercepted, taken away by Seliskar, but now knocked off the ball by 21, cleared by DeCop. Only as far as number 10, Jack. Looking for some options, goes wide to number 16. Nice ball through, almost able to get a foot on it, but some solid defense this time by Delaware Rising. Tanner Masters picks it up and now just smashes that downfield. Connor Sexton looking to get on the end of it. Good defense in the end, way to win that ball by Elite's back line. Evan Scott on it, finds Sexton. Sexton trying to do some fancy footwork and still keeps it, even though he's been getting closed down and looking for a foul, but no foul called. And that elite player, nice ball. And now with a good move, has a rip and a good shot in the end, but just high and wide past that right post. It'll be a goal kick. Kuhn now making his way onto the pitch, taking Cody Lumbee off. (17) also making his way off of the pitch as a substitution is made for Elite. Masters gets us underway with his goal kick. Sexton with a little chance. And Morris hustling back. Good hustle from him to turn number 10 around. 18 in the back line. Gavin Stromp sends it wide. All the way back to Peter, the keeper. It's Gavin again. Gavin finds himself with it once again. Scott now trying to chase. And Nate White steps in, regains possession. Looking for an option. Finds Scott now with it. A little space to turn. Resets the ball. Back to DeCop. Landon with the best first touch, but Schwalek wins it back. DeCop to Seliskar on the left. Landon taps it back. Looking for options. Drops it back. Oh, good turn from Nate White. Oh, and tries to just roll it over, but misses it in the end. Now over to, looks like 16. Has a shot and a good save there from Tanner Masters, as that was certainly on frame going up toward the right upper 90 position. Save in the end will be a corner kick for Elite. And a substitution for Elite. Getting ready. It's number 14, Sam Benson, one of the goal scorers, getting ready to make his way back onto the pitch after this corner. And the corner put into a dangerous area. Nice corner, but headed away. I think that was Max DeCop. Good stuff from him. Now 20. Tried to swing over there, but intercepted by Sexton, but just takes a big deflection, and now it's 18 with it. A good ball, but Dembski with some good recovery speed knocks that out for an Elite throw, and now that substitution does happen. That is number 14, Sam Benson, making his way onto the pitch. And there's Jack, number 10, taking a break. And a collision there, no foul in the end, and Kuhn just sends it downfield. Kuhn also now gets on the end of it. He's cleared upfield by DeCop. 23 looking for an option. That is Amir. Now 21 with it. Tries to go back to 7, but it does go wide. Looks like that is number 15, Gavin. It does go off of a Delaware player. So Gavin looks to take the throw. Gavin Mariello. Gavin looking for options. Plays it back. 4. Looks like maybe a cross into the box, perhaps. And Schwalek just clears away. Now it will find the foot of Sexton, who tries to tap it to Scott, but just doesn't come off for him. And Scott applying some pressure, and pressure does its job. It's out for a Delaware Rising throw, and there you see some substitutions happening. Now Connor Sexton, the goalkeeper, the striker, making his way off the pitch. Hermiller will take his spot up top. Alex Brown stepping off Nate White. Brown will take that spot in the middle of the park. You see Alkire with it. Finds Kuhn. Kuhn trying to play his way out of 3 defenders, unable to do so, but hustles back to at least break up that progression of play. Just another quick score update. The score is still 7-1. You heard that correctly. The score is 7-1. Delaware Rising is down 7-1. Now Hermiller Does get on the end of it. Plays to Scott. And Scott closed down quickly. Good step from Kuhn. As Elite tries to go through. Ball kind of bounces around. Cleared. But now still coming back at the Rising. And right back number 14. Tries to have a shot. Doesn't really test the keeper as that goes far high and wide. It was Sam Benson. Of course, one of the goal scorers for Elite FC. And as that sun now makes its way behind, starting to see a little bit more shade on the field for the players. Masters goal kick will get us back underway. Good win by number 4 in that back line. Now Kuhn finds Hermiller. Hermiller back to Kuhn and tries to find Scott perhaps. Intercepted by Brown. Now it's with Morris. And unable to do anything with it. Needs to get rid of it a little quicker. Step by Schwalik, but 21 still finds himself. Gets around Dembski, but Dembski with some good recovery speed wins it out in the end. Plays it back to Masters, who clears. And Bryce hits number 15 in the back. That is Gavin Mariello. That is a foul call. And a ball sent to number 14 into Sam Benson. Chips it up. Bouncing in the box. And player goes down, trying to call. No foul, though. It just stays with Elite, and it goes into the box, but an easy gather. Morris chips it up. Scott with a good first touch to bring it down. Tries to get it up to Morris, but just a little too inward. That ball does get intercepted. Great idea, though, as a good quick give and go. Good run by Morris. Dembski wins out, and it's with Kuhn. Kuhn has some space. Finds Scott. And Scott with a lovely little back flick, and now Morris gets around his defender. And Morris now trying to take someone on. Still going with it, Morris. Looking to get an opportunity to shoot, and has a shot, but it takes a deflection, and it will go out for a Delaware Rising throw. Good defense in the end to get in front of Morris' shot. And Morris really one of the bright pieces of this game, as our score is still 7-1 as we do approach the end of this game. Some substitutions being made. Carvajal making his way on along with Conrad. Fleming also on the pitch. Kuhn to take. Sends the ball into the box. And looks like that was DeCopp maybe getting on the end of it. And it does stay in play. And just roll out off of an Elite player. Substitution. And take a look at who's coming on. Connor Sexton looks to be now going in the back line after playing striker for a while. Just a reminder, he is the goalkeeper for Delaware Rising, one of those. So getting a lot of different chances to play in various positions in this game. Cleared by Elite. And our score update still 7-1. Elite lead this game. And Sam Benson trying to chase. And no foul call as Schwalik hits the ground. Makes a collision, but no call either way as it gets cleared. An Elite throw oncoming. defense there. Close down. An elite player. Another elite throw. Don't forget, we do have our next match coming up on July 2nd. It is an away match. We'll be playing in the Canton area. Brown with some good touches there. Scott now trying to play Fleming. Takes a deflection, so Fleming does get it. Fleming tries to go wide, but just not the right ball. And a touch there from that elite player. Nice job to bring it down to Sam. Good checking back from Conrad. Now with Kuhn. Landon plays back. Good turn from DeCop, but then just tries to keep it a little too long. And no foul called on either side. And then Sam Benson ends up kicking it out of bounds. Eddie Conrad takes the throw. Won by number 20. That is Harrison. Schwalik then wins it off the back line. 23 tries to take it down to number 8. Carvajal with a good step. Now finds himself with it. Tries to roll it back. Does so. Plays it to Brown. Brown tries to play to Fleming, who's making the run, but it deflects down to Carvajal, and Carvajal tries to have a strike, but just rolls slow and wide out for a goal kick. The ball bounces. Schwalik misses, but DeCop is there in the back line to gather. Tries to play it up to Luke Fleming, intercepted. It's by Harrison, I believe. Number 23 finds himself with it. That's Amir. Number 8. Nice little ball roll. Keeps possession. And that is your game. Final score. 7 for Elite FC, 1 for Delaware Rising in this reserve matchup, which did see a lot of different looks for the Delaware Rising squad, trying out a new formation, a lot of different players in different positions, like our goalkeeper, Connor Sexton, playing up top for a majority of the game as well as in the back line toward the end of the game. But a lovely showing from Elite FC. Certainly a solid team. We wish them the best in their regular season. It's certainly worthy of some more points and some more wins for them after this showing. A lot of good quick passing, good possession play. And remember our away match on July 2nd, coming up this Saturday, is against Ambassadors. That match will be streamed right here live on our YouTube channel as we continue our playoff hunt for the 2022 season, trying to make it 2 in a row. And you see a lot of the Del Rising players having conversations, chatting with some of the elite players, as many of them know some of the coaching staff, some of the players, since Elite is a youth program in the area. But very exciting to see them have a U23 team. This is Andrew Schwalik. I'll sign us off here very quickly as I send you out one last reminder. Be sure to join our stream on July 2nd as we continue our playoff push, as the destiny is in our hands. If we win our next 2 final season games, we will make the playoffs and secure our spot. So hopefully that'll be coming to fruition. But step 1 is beat Ambassadors. And again, that'll be coming up on July 2nd. So I will see all of you lovely people on July 2nd on the stream right here on our YouTube channel. So I will hope to see you there. Have a lovely evening. And as always, up the rising.